Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here. Welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me, hey GuitarRock, why don't you make more guides about endgame, specifically about what are the best characters, right, that players should consider looking into. Now, for me, I tend to focus more on the beginner side because when you talk about players at the end game, most likely you'll already know what you're doing, and most of these players probably won't need the guides as much. But I figured today, since I'm playing this particular stage, this is a very good opportunity for me. This is going to be the FIRECHIP, the last stage, the last boss. As you can see right here, this particular boss has the ability to basically taunt, right, and reduce damage, incoming damage reduction, etc, etc. So I figured, okay, why not take this opportunity to talk a little bit more about the characters that I think are extremely strong, prominent in this particular stage. Now, first things first, when we talk about the strongest character in the game, I'm sure all of you guys are aware, Angelica is something that every single player should have. If you don't have Angelica, your life is just going to be double or triple, you know, your difficulty in everything, alright, in terms of trying to tackle against bosses, endgame contents, etc, etc. So I do think that, you know, there's no excuse for sure for a lot of players to not have her. Number one, she's freely accessible once you complete chapter 10, I believe, chapter 10, correct me if I'm wrong, you will be able to obtain her in the pub. So there's multiple variations of Angelica, but most likely this one is going to be one of the better one, and of course the swimsuit one as well. So that's going to do a lot of damage. Now the other one is going to be I believe a character that not many players talk about, and that's going to be a 4-star Lucretia. Now I personally am a big fan of her because she can do a lot of things that a lot of other players can't, alright? The reason why is because right now her costume is one of the few that can silence the enemy. As you can see, you do damage, it gives you a little bit of SP in return, and then you make the enemy cannot cast their skill for 6 turns, which is a very, very, very long time. That is going to help you in tackling some of these endgame contents to basically divert your attention for the enemy to do almost little to no damage, right? Because when they can't cast their spell, that's going to be something to consider. And last but not least, my favorite costume right now is going to be Maid Rubia. Now, I do think that if you are trying to tackle the endgame contents, especially, this is much more of the story rather than in terms of the bosses, right? So I know Finn boss is going to be a bit different. Rubia might not be as strong there, but in story, I feel like this is where she shines, all right? Because the ability to be able to dodge the attack with 100% chance and just straight up give her a very, very strong position in the meta right now. Alright, so as you can see, this is going to be my particular copy. I don't really have her insanely invested, insanely built. I have like her at plus 0, as you guys can see, right? But ideally, you want to like try to get her up to basically improve her potential altogether. I will definitely work on her later, but you can see some of this gives her damage increase. Most of this one will be able to, you know, evade for 3 turns. Now, even though her evasion is only one particular, her evasion lasts for 2 turns, and I don't know, is it based on hit, but based on, we'll be able to observe it later. You guys can see it for yourself, but I don't think it's based upon number of hit, because there are a couple of people have told me she only avoid 1 attack until within the 2 turns, but that's not going to be true, as you guys can see later on in the battle. So I'm pretty sure it's based upon number of turns rather than number of hits. So let's show you guys, again, this is going to be something that's more akin to end game. Like when I talk end game, I'm talking about like this is, wait, what the heck is this? Wait, what? A secret compartment? Wait, I didn't know this. Wait, is it Game FSN the studio for Neois? Wait, this is like a story that they hide? Yo, they hide a story, they hide a secret area right here in the Neois office. I didn't even know there's such a thing. Yo, that's a Brown Dust 1 picture. Male characters have their own charm. The whole world is Yuri. Okay, this is a very interesting Easter egg stuff. I didn't even know there's such a thing. Do you guys know? By the way, this is the FIRECHIP story stage. Let's go to the end game, the last one. This is the highest, very hard difficulty, right? So this is the last boss. So whatever that I show you guys is going to be reflected upon this. Okay. So first up, why do I use these characters? You guys can see later on. But you can see this boss in the middle decrease incoming damage by 80%, and he can apply taunt, enemy focus attack on you for 4 turns. There are some characters that can do a lot of damage to taunted enemies. For example, Ventana. She does insane amount of damage. I am aware of that. But in this particular case, I don't have her, number 1. Number 2, I do think that she's definitely more niche. Sure, she can do insane damage against characters that have taunt. But in most cases, I would say, you know, you don't really need her in a lot of situations. Now, one more thing is also, Justia is very strong against characters like this that can decrease incoming damage because Justia does true damage. That's the positive of having true damage in general. So again, this is something that I think most players actually want to strive to have. Erinys, easy, right? A lot of players are going to have her, no problem whatsoever. Now, as for Rubia, I do think that she's one of the better characters in the game right now. Notably, this particular 2 version as well. The pirate version is very strong. You can see not only does it hit 6 times, it helps you stack the chain, it also decreased defense by 25%, which is something that's extremely strong. And then we have Leatrice. Now, Leatrice is questionable. I do like her. I'm a big fan of her costume in general. But I think she's much more replaceable compared to everyone here because she's just a damage dealer. She's just there to do damage, right? So compared to everyone else, which they have a purpose. So I'm going to show you guys what is going to happen right now. We're just going to go with Angelica's this particular costume. Now, so hopefully you guys can observe. I'm just going to go in here. Alright, going to apply the decreased defense. Leatrice is going to go boom. Alright, there's 2 more characters that are still alive. Angelica didn't do that much there, sadly. Okay, so the boss has taunt. Boom. Boom. Alright, this enemy, they do a ton of damage. Alright, their first skill does 30,000 physical damage. And this is based off 150% of the target's max HP. Right, and then it can do DOT as well. So I purposely didn't activate my Lucretia skill just to show you guys, if you don't have, ideally if you don't have a character like Lucretia to silence them, you're gonna be in big trouble, right? Even most defenders won't be able to tank that. Which is why I don't really think that defenders like Seer, Glacia might be an exception, Grand Hilde, and a lot of other defenders, they don't really shine in the story stages or in the campaign as much. I feel like they are more for bosses, but when it comes to more story, you want your characters to be able to tank, and then you have someone like Lucretia in this case to be able to silence the enemy. So therefore, you will be able to tank the hit or tank the damage from the enemy, right? So something like that. Erinys buff, apply the defense reduction. Boom, hopefully we get rid of all of them. Okay, that guy is somehow still alive. Okay. Let's see, doesn't matter for now. 300 damage, 700 damage. Okay, that dude did not get silenced. That could factor in a little bit of a problem. Now notice this guy, he will activate this thing called the he's gonna do a bunch of damage, and you can see the KO sign, right? That means 400%, and even if you survive, you cannot use skill for 4 turns. Now, how do you want to survive a skill like that? The best way is to use this particular Rubia's skill right here. Alright, so she will be able to withstand a little bit of damage, and just want to see, and I want to show you guys that Rubia not only can survive 1, but she can survive multiple hits. So this is going to be 1 miss, 2 miss. So it seems like she can avoid, or she can take 2 hits. Even though it says evade enemies attack 100% chance until you succeed to evade for 2 turns, but it does feel like it surpasses, or she is able to avoid 2 total number of hits, right? Some enemy can do multi-hit, so you gotta be careful with that. Alright, so now this is going to be interesting. So remember, our character is taunt. Alright, the taunt is going to be extremely annoying for sure. So we gotta be careful with this. If not, some of your character might end up dying, especially this guy right here. Alright, this guy, I don't know how he managed to live. You know what, I'm going to restart the round and see if I can get it, because my Leatrice didn't kill. Because usually, sometimes this is something that you guys have to consider as well with some of these stages, right? Sometimes you will see different outcome because your character's consistency in trying to crit or not. As you can see, that guy died right there, right? As opposed to 3 guys survive, there's only 2 guys that survive. So you can see how this gives us a different outcome. Again, if any of you guys are trying to tackle the endgame content, do consider that. So again, we're going to try to apply the same thing. So we're going to bring Rubia to the front. Alright, Rubia is going to be able to hit. And again, I'm going to put Rubia last, just so we get that chain going on, right? So we'll do this, and Rubia is going to go in. Alright, 3000 damage. So this is 1 miss, 1 more miss. And I think this is pretty good, right? Ideally, this is definitely extremely strong. 700. So now Rubia is not a very tanky character. So we ideally want to swap to Angelica to the front, because Angelica is going to be the one that ideally in most cases will be able to do more damage. I believe Rubia's the skill miss is already gone. And you can basically check the boss by clicking on I don't know if you guys can see, like right above me, this particular thing, right? To see how many more turns of taunt he has. He has 1 turn of taunt. So that's how you want to make sure. Alright, so 1 turn of taunt. Do I want to... Maybe I can do this, right? I can go with Angelica. I mean not Angelica, Arenis to buff. And then we just stack as much damage as we can. Putting Leatrice at the end, something along those lines. Alright. So Arenis buff. Everybody just hit. So the reason why you want to put Leatrice at the end is because she usually does the most damage. 5000 damage is a lot actually. That's a lot. Okay, now the boss ends his turn. He's no longer taunting. But now is the chance where you want to get rid of these 2 dudes at the back. So, the best way is to do that. We're gonna try to also do this. I'm gonna try to, you know, like, try to chain. And then we'll have Rubia. We can either hit 6 times. And then Angelica afterwards. So what I'm doing is I'm splitting up 2 of my characters. I have 4 damage dealers here. Arenis already buffed in the previous turn, right? So we have Lucretia hitting the back to stack the chain. And then hopefully Leatrice can one-shot them. And then for the boss in front, we have, in this case, we have Rubia trying to, you know, decrease defense. I don't think it matters as much. It's just for, because Angelica doesn't scale off defense, right? And then Angelica move in afterwards. But I'm just trying to stack the chain, because this is very important, right? Especially this move can attack 6 times. This move attack 3 times. So ideally, you want to stack the chain as much as you can to be able to do that. So I'm going to move this here. Something like this, which hopefully this makes sense, right? So we stack the chain there. Hopefully they are dead. Oh no, I did it wrong. I should have put Angelica later, not Angelica first. Again, that 2 can be swapped around. So definitely that is a mistake on my end. I wasn't paying attention. So now the boss is again going to do this insane attack. This is where we abuse Rubia's skill. Again, right? I do think that people that are underplaying this ability of Rubia is actually really strong, alright? So you can see, alright, we are able to withstand this 1 hit miss, and we can still be here to withstand 1 more hit of the boss. Should I do anything right here? I'm just gonna go with this particular skill. Angelica's, what is that? DOT, right? We can start applying DOT. I believe Rubia can take 1 more hit from the boss. Okay. Alright, still miss. Nice. Okay, so death time is entering an immense number. I believe the boss still has taunt. Alright. So we're gonna do this. Yeah, something like that. And let's see if this is still alive. I know I have some cost here, but I'm not sure if that's enough. I ideally want to make sure the boss loses his damage reduction. Oh, never mind. I wasn't expect that to be enough. So yeah, I hope this is a video that can help some of you guys in terms of trying to push in the end game, and some of you guys who are focusing on the end game. Again, this is a very hard, let me see, I just want to show to you guys, because I believe once I finish this, we will be able to get, I need to talk to this guy, right? This guy is the mayor that's in charge of the city. So once I talk to him, I will get, as you can see, 10 more tickets. Alright, main quest, very hard complete. Very hard is again something that literally this is the end game, right? So very hard is like the end game for especially the story, the side story. All the enemies here are super tanky, extremely hard to beat. So hopefully this can give you guys a reference of an idea of what characters are ideally, at least for me, I use. Now again, I'm not saying that this is the only strategy out there. Obviously there's a lot of different strategies, but again, you know, just to give a perspective or a different idea in how you can benefit from characters like Lucretia in terms of the silence, Rubia in terms of the avoiding the skill taking hits altogether. Obviously, you can replace Rubia with Ro, right? But Ro, hers is like, what is hers? Like 75%? Hers is not 100% for sure. She has one costume that can do something similar, which is it this one? I think it's this one. Yeah, you can see that 75% for 2 turns. So again, a little bit different. Rubia is 100%. Now, how do you activate hard? Very hard is something that I get asked a lot from players. You gotta talk to Alien. So Alien will be, you will see an ability to basically, hey, I want to enter the higher difficulty main quest, and then you can do that. Every single difficulty, higher difficulty is going to give you 10 tickets. Alright, so last thing, let me show you guys the gears. I think this is going to be... a lot of people like to oh, can you show the gears? I don't think gears is that important. I mean, I think it's important, don't get me wrong. What I meant to say is people think that I have good gears, but I don't. And I get it, people want to see gears because they might try to downplay, oh, this guy is able to do it because he has all the insane gears, he has all the +4 gears, which I don't, alright? So I know my gears, but you guys don't know it, so I'm just gonna show it to you guys. This is my Rubia's gears, again, nothing impressive. This is Dragon Blades 3. This is a 1, you can see, this is 2. This is a 2 as well, Venomous Touch 2, Rebellion 2. No one has like insane gears laying around. Maybe Leatrice have. My Leatrice do have insane gears because of this. I did get pretty lucky with the daily free pull. Luna Piercer right here. And then I have the Golden Armor. We have the Helm of Death 2. Venomous Touch 1. And Rebellion 2 again. That one is that. And Angelica, I believe her gears are also going to be quite important. Also, I got pretty lucky with this as well. This is going to be her exclusive gear. And then we have the Sea of God 2. Solar Brilliance, Venomous Touch 3, Ring of Fury 1. Yeah, these are my gears. I don't think it's anything crazy. Let me know what you guys think, right? Overall, I don't think my gears are that good. But ideally, I feel like the difference between 1 and 4 is huge for sure. Like some of these, for example, the gears of 1 and 4. But the difference between 2 and 3 is like quite minimal. That I think you should be able to tackle the stages regardless. Alright, I hope this video can help some of you guys because I just want to make some videos talking about, some of these characters that not many players use, including Lucretia, made Rubia, hopefully get some idea and perspective as well. So with that being said, that's gonna be it for this particular one. I don't want to make it too long. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like. Have a nice day. Goodbye.